Spec Ops: The Line, by Jaeger Development and published by 2K, teases you into thinking you've sucked up another Call of Duty clone. Fortunately, it slowly knees you in the groin with the consequences of spending 8 hours ending human lives. I like this, not for its shooting, mind. Its gameplay is fairly ubiquitous apart from the ability to minimally command your two comrades, but because it cracks the pitiful facade of the macho army heroes so often presented in shooters, and insults the idea that killing people can be glorious, an idea desperately peddled by propagandists on both sides of every war. This is harrowing, miserable escapism, and exactly what I needed right now. My real life has become a money-farming exercise. Being self-employed causes some difficulty maintaining a work-life balance, not to mention it has soured me towards gold farming in games. So your Torchlights and Diablos are suffering in my estimation, but along comes The Line and slaps me hard, jolting my memory of what is best in gaming and indeed in life. Not necessarily the portrayal of misery and death per se, but the offering of simulated narrative experiences that keep a full spectrum of emotions alert and tantalized rather than imprisoning negative emotions in hibernation behind a barrier of self-righteous conservatism. You know, the kind of people who are disgusted at the presence of violence in media at all, and smile all the time, the happy bastards. In Spec Ops: The Line, Captain Walker, the player, Lieutenant Adams and Sergeant Lugo are sent on reconnaissance that quickly becomes a rescue mission in Dubai in response to a distress beacon. Dubai has been thrashed and drowned under epic sandstorms, and the 33rd Battalion of American soldiers had volunteered to aid, but all is not well. The American Army, the CIA, insurgents, and these 3 Delta Force operatives struggle to make sense of the chaos, the sandstorm barrier impeding most communication attempts. And confusion reigns. Why is every faction attacking everyone else? Who knows? Scattered collectible information fills in some gaps, but no conclusion becomes clear enough until it's too late. Captain Walker asserts some fairly reasonable rationalizations that demonstrate how even those of us with the best of intentions can be cornered into making dubious decisions, and the more dubious the decisions become, the more powerful a tool rationalization and eventually delusion becomes at coming to terms with them. As the Delta Force members push onward, the fighting takes its toll. They become scarred inside and out, cut, burned, broken, and angry. The 3 protagonists begin the game as the epitome of professional teamwork up against a rabble of insurgents, but this inverts by the end of the game when 3 hideous and furious survivors wage war against the comparatively professional and calm-sounding 33rd. And the wonderful horror of the game is that the players understand how we arrive at this desperate point without knowingly making a particularly evil decision along the way. In a ruined metropolis where everyone speaks with weapons and fear, the only course is survival, which is a dark road. 4 separate endings let the player apply how they feel about their journey. Spec Ops: The Line is a compelling and ultimately satisfying game, enriched with appropriate music, good writing, and attractive Unreal Engine 3 visuals that manage to be varied without requiring a world tour of set pieces. And there's multiplayer by a different developer. Thank you, Jaeger, for reminding me what gaming can offer in these troubling times. As for Skyrim mods, I've fallen into the all-too-familiar trap of spending more time tweaking and modding Skyrim than actually playing it. This is invariably the case whenever I get into a Bethesda game, because it's impossible to view them as finished products with all the mods coming out. So I can't settle into them. Grr. I liked Dawnguard, but my favourite mod is definitely interesting NPCs, which is great. But more on those when I actually manage to make the mod roundup video. I'm also playing through XCOM just now. In the meantime, pick up Spec Ops: The Line, currently £10 in the Steam Autumn Sale until the 27th of November.